How's it going, nerds? It's time to rack up that XP on a quest to queer up gaming. I'm Taylor Jackson, and this is The Grind. Now, I don't know about all of you, but one of my favorite things in video games are the relationships between all the characters in the games. And sometimes the games give me the relationships I want, and sometimes I have to make them up on my own. So for today's video, here are my 10 current favorite queer ships in gaming in no particular order. Starting things off today, we have a classic pairing. Well, two classic characters which I paired together using a more recent game as kind of fuel for it. Super Mario Odyssey gave us the beautiful, beautiful pairing of Peach and Pauline. And I mean, Peach and Pauline have been around for a while, but now you have them in a whole new light. You have the monarch princess with the democratic mayor of a big old city. You got dresses and pantsuits. You got two of Mario's exes going behind his back to be way cuter together than they ever could be with him. And I mean, at the end of the game, you got Peach turning away both Mario and Bowser, flying off the moon without him. I wonder where she's going instead. Next up, we have Kanji and Naoto from Persona 4. We have Kanji Tatsumi, the delinquent boy who dyes his hair blonde and loves beating people with chairs. And then we have Naoto Shirogane, the gender-fluid detective prince who loves solving mysteries and getting real flustered about cute stuff. I just love them together because in the game, Kanji was kind of looking after Naoto, kind of stalking behind them a little bit, questioning his sexuality. And then we had Naoto, who was just kind of doing their own thing, rocking it out, trying to solve a mystery of murders in a town. We have Kanji, who loves making cute things. On the outside, he's a real angry boy, but on the inside, he loves sewing, and he loves being there for people. And then we have Naoto, who loves all the cute things they make. So really, it's just a real sweet together pairing that I've had for a while that's near and dear. Next, we have a ship you can never do in the game itself, but fans have kind of taken it and gone with it, and it's become kind of the new normal. We have the big, beefy Iron Bull, and we have Dorian, the soft, autistic, shady man. And it's just, ooh, it's nice. I was going to say Iron Bull and myself, but I didn't think that would quite work for this list. So I chose Iron Bull from society that has a very different view of sexuality. Everything's very pansexual. Everything's very open. Everything's very in your face. And that's something that I kind of saw and was like, ooh, I want to romance this beautiful bull. But then we had Dorian, who is the only gay man in the game. A lot of characters in these kind of BioWare games are pan or they're bi, but with Dorian, we had someone who's like, no female Inquisitor, I don't want you. So we got to pair him with a bull. We got to pair that soft man, the hard man, have some hard times. See what I'm saying? Next up's pairing. I know we talked about Overwatch on last week's video, but this is my show, and I'm going to talk about what I want. So sit down and listen for a moment. Moira and Mercy are kind of a controversial pairing, I'd say. They're not quite the fan pairing of Mercy and Genji. But that's not gay enough for me, and I just need to rock it out a little bit, and I gotta go with a darker, guilty pleasure of mine. Moira and Mercy are kind of two sides of the same coin, and they both had a history in Overwatch being medics and scientists. Moira kind of advancing science on her own, Mercy kind of advancing science for her friends. So with that history, who knows what they were doing in the lab together? Next up, we have a classic from the Super Nintendo era. It's sort of like a young love, sort of coming out story. We have Tony and Jeff from Earthbound. It's kind of a young love, but it's an unrequited love between two people at a boarding school. We have Jeff, who is the party member that goes off with Ness and the gang to save the world. And we have Tony, the friend he left behind that still writes him all the time. It's always really cute when you get a letter from Tony, and you could tell Tony has some really tender feelings for Jeff that he can never truly express. It's the kind of forbidden romance in the story, and it's something that they don't fully confirm in the game, but it's something that all the fans have kind of seen, and they're like, hey, I hope those little boys get together someday. They're so gosh dang cute. Up next, we have a coupling from Undertale. And I know what you're thinking, no, I'm not going to do warrior fish person and dinosaur otaku nerd. No, I'm going to do the often overlooked pairing of Royal Guard number 1 and Royal Guard number 2. Their description in-game says, two lovers staring over the abyss of the cauldron of hell. And that's beautiful. They're confirmed lovers. They're a bunny man and a fish man in full suits of armor, just on patrol. You find them, and you have to convince them that they're meant to be together by getting one to strip off all of his armor and show off his beautiful fishman abs, and convincing the bunny to confess his feelings. I mean, the bunny kind of does a cop-out by going from, hey, dude, bro, to, oh, man, I like you, psych! But then the fishman, who's mainly silent, says, hey, do you want to get ice cream after this? Just melted my heart. Next up, we're going to touch on an indie game. And indie games are usually the best place you can find genuine queer relationships because they don't have a developer barking down their back being like, that's too gay. So we're going to talk about Butterfly Soup. We're going to talk about Dia and Minseo, two characters in the game. This game is about queer Asian American teens, love, and baseball. Dia is a socially anxious and awkward jock. Minseo is a rough and tumble, short-tempered individual with a mean streak to her. And they just fit together so well. They look out for each other when Dia doesn't speak up, when someone gets her order wrong, or when someone cuts her off. Minseo is always there to kind of fill in the blanks and, you know, take a bat to someone's knee. And if that's not love, what is? Next up's my favorite pairing from Night in the Woods, my sweet cuties, Greg and Angus. This is one of the few canon gay relationships on the list, but it's something that I really hold near and dear because they're so sweet and so cute. They're just boyfriends who want to escape their small town of Possum Springs, a backwater sort of town where I can tell that their relationship isn't the norm or the most accepted thing. They want to kind of get out, go to a big city together, move in, save up the money by working at their dead-end jobs so they can start again, you know? They want to go to the city where the other gays are. They want to chill with new people, see new sights. They're two people that always look out for one another. We have Greg, who has a little bit of a criminal streak, and Angus, who's the softer-spoken, more grounded person. They kind of anchor each other in the best way, and they sort of just make sure each other are happy. And what else do you need in a really cute little relationship? Next up, we have the game that made everyone fall in love with the Shark Man. We have Link and Prince Sidon from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's really cute, right? It's kind of obvious that Link has a little bit of a something for Prince Sidon. There's a lot of motivation and care there. Sidon's always there to be, hey, I know you can do it. Hey, you got this. You're awesome. And Link's off saving the world. He's probably in that temple just thinking like, man, I got to do this. I know he believes in me. He's really hot. He's very tall. I want to climb that shark like a tree. It's a beefy shark man and a pretty boy relationship. Our love is forbidden, but I don't care. And rounding out the list, the one nobody's going to be surprised at, seeing as that I mentioned it in a previous video, my OTP, my number one, my Overwatch pairing of Junkrat and Roadhog. They're rogues on the run. They're on a cross-country crime spree. Roadhog is the bodyguard to Junkrat. They have a sort of professional relationship, and Roadhog kind of like pushes them to the side and kind of gives them those little like gruff turnaways whenever Junkrat's kind of coming on to things or being really kind of jokey. They only really understand each other. They're both broken people, both body, mind, histories, and they're always there for each other. They're the only two that are there for each other, and they're so adorable. I just want to see Junkrat fixing his little leg and Roadhog picking him up and be like, I love you, even if you got a messed up leg and a messed up arm. We're always here for each other. I'm writing a fanfic. I've got to stop. Whew. And on that note, I've got to get out of here. I'm getting a little hot and bothered talking about all these sweet boys and gals, all my favorite queer babes. So let me know your favorites in the comments below. Do you like some of my pairings? Are you like, hell no, that person doesn't belong with them. They belong with someone else. And hey, everyone's got their own opinions, and I want to hear yours. So let me know below. Thanks for joining me on the grind on Queer Space Magazine. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is Taylor Jackson, and I'll see y'all next time.